Welcome back for another video. So today we're going to be going through the latest update to Scalar 2, which is the 2.4 that they just introduced last week. And I gotta be honest, right off the bat, these guys never disappoint. Every update there's something very useful. So let's jump into it and take a quick look at the new update. All right, so this video I actually finally had an aha moment and increased the size of the plugin so we can actually see it rather than me having to zoom in post-production. All right, so the biggest update comes in the form of the chord sets and the performances. But they also included two new sounds in this, and like I always say, there's some pretty good sounds in here. It's not an extensive list, but what they added here was two new plucks. So we have the wide pluck here, and this one called Pluckity. Pretty simple plucks. They're a little dry if you ask me. I'd probably put some reverb on there for sure. So let's go ahead and use one of the pianos just for clarity purposes as usual. We'll go to the grand piano. And now let's take a look at the new chord sets. So the new chord sets that they added were EDM, which I didn't verify this, but I was positive that there were already EDM chord sets in here. Maybe they just added more. But now they've added metal chord progressions. I don't know about you, but I'm a metalhead, so I'm curious to see what kind of chord progressions are in here. Okay, so right away, my WTF meter is going off because I see a C major scale and we're talking about metal. And if you think about metal, we're not talking about happy, light, bright, positive. So let's go over to metal 2. Major, 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 major. Oh, minor, there we go. So let's go ahead and bind these chords here so I can just play them with one key. All right, so if we're talking about hair metal, then okay, I'm cool with that. It's actually a pretty nice chord progression, I'm not gonna lie. All right, see what metal 2 has. I wouldn't really call these metal chord progressions. That's just me. Either way, it's a new chord set, so it's kind of cool, right? While we're in this, let's go into one of the performances here. Okay, so for the performances, one thing that they added was sequences. So let's take a look and see how that sounds. I guess this is going to be the first, yeah, basic. That sounds like an insurance commercial. Okay. So you're going to see this word popping up a lot in here, common. So common sequences. We're in the sequences and it's got common sequences and there's a list of 18. And let's skip ahead. Let's go to lucky number 7 here. So essentially it's just using common sequences. It's almost like, you know, if we're talking the guitar, it's almost common picking patterns when you're playing a chord. And going into the phrases, you can see that there's a new type, there's a new list for phrases too. Con amour, grave, that sounds good. Just holding one button, making music. Con amour. Drop a comment if you know what con amour means. Because this is a learning channel first and foremost. No, it's not. It's actually just a silly guy making music and making videos. Moving on. So if we go into the bass, you can also see there's a common bass section now. So you have the basic ones here. So let's just hear what this sounds like. So basically what you're going to find, there's going to be common additions to almost everything in here. So common bass lines, there's common performances, common phrases, and the newly added sequences. So I can imagine they're probably going to be adding more to the sequences folder after this. But we have common sequences, and that includes basic and ostinato. All right, now let's jump into some of the EDM ones here. One thing I like about all the EDM progressions is that it's a full set of 8 chords. So the second set of the 4 chords is usually a variation or a different voicing or something like that. All right, and lastly is the common progressions. So this one is cool, especially if you're somebody who is writing for TV and film production music, because it has common chord progressions and they're listed by the feeling, which is one of the most, if not the most important thing when you're writing music for film and TV, is it has a specific feeling attached to it. So if you're familiar with music theory, you'll probably notice some of the patterns, the more common patterns here. But the cool thing about this, so essentially it's the same chord progression, it just has different variations or voicings in it. Okay, better yet, let's go ahead and do the pop one here. One of the most common chord progressions you're ever going to hear. Okay, so that's the triads version. Simple version, just the most basic form of the chords. Okay, the thickened version, so it's going to have more lower bass notes in it. Colored version. I like that. Ooh, that's nice. And just to really close things off here, let's go ahead and put the wide pluck, one of the new sounds, on here with this chord progression, which is kind of like a real dancey, EDM, happy kind of vibes. All right, so there you have it. That's a quick look at the newest update to Scalar. Scalar 2 was just on sale during the Memorial Day sale for Plugin Boutique. But even at the regular price, it's just a no-brainer. I mean, I see the ads for that Unison MIDI pack, and I don't even know how much it is, but even if it's 20 bucks, I don't know why you would buy that over this, which is only $60, when you get all of these other features in it. Especially if you're somebody who's looking to sketch something out quickly, whether you're a songwriter, producer, composer, whatever you are doing musically, this is just the most useful plugin at a reasonable price that I can personally think of. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure to check out the other videos that I have on Scalar 2 in the playlist on the screen here. Thank you all for watching as usual, and I'll catch you in the next video.